What is TypeScript? TypeScript is a programming language basically designed to overcome the shortcomings of JavaScript. The things which are not available in JavaScript but are required in our today's development scenario is being introduced in a programming language called as TypeScript. Basically, whatever projects we are going to design in Angular are written using the TypeScript. Now, why TypeScript? TypeScript supports static typing, code completion, and shorthand notations. Now, we will explore each of these topics step by step. What is static typing? Static typing means once you assign a data type to a variable, then that variable can accept only given data type. Now, what does that mean? Let's look at the example. Here we have one integer variable height and the value assigned to the height variable is 230. Now in the next line what we have done is integer height. Height is an integer variable but we have assigned a string to that variable. So that is not allowed in static typing. But in this case height is an integer variable in the first line as you can see, and the value being assigned here is 230, and in the next line we have changed the value of height variable to 320. So this is allowed because the 320 is a decimal value, so the decimal value here will be allowed into the integer data type. But we assign other values like string or arrays to an integer variable, then that is not allowed in case of static type languages. Languages are divided into two types: static type language and dynamic type language. Static type, as we have discussed, are strict in checking the data types. We have to assign the same values to the same data types, that is static language, whereas dynamic type language supports those things. For example, as you can see here, we have declared variable height as 230 like in JavaScript. Now in the next line we have assigned a string value to the variable height, which is a number data type. So in this case that is allowed because it is a dynamic type language. JavaScript, Python and Ruby are the dynamic type languages, whereas the programming languages like C, C++, C#, all these supports the static type where strict type checking is necessary. For the better program and for the better development of the code, we should not allow the other values like string to an integer variable. That is dangerous for our program. That's where the TypeScript solves our problem of dynamic type languages. How do TypeScript build the code? First of all, we write the code in TypeScript file. Like we write the HTML code with .html extension, JavaScript code with .js extension, CSS code with .css extension. Similarly, we have the TypeScript code with .ts extension. So here we have one TypeScript file. We have written all the code into our TypeScript, and then what we will do is we will run one command. That command will compile the entire code and finds the error in that code. If there is error, it will throw the error in real time, in compile time. And after the compilation process is successful, then it will generate one .js file, one JavaScript file after compilation, and that JavaScript file will be stored into our server. That's where the end user will use our files. If we write the TypeScript code, then that code will be compiled using the process called transpilation, and that compilation after success will generate one JavaScript file. We upload that JavaScript file folder into our server, and that will be served to the internet using our domain name and hosting provider. How to install the TypeScript? We have installed the Node Package Manager npm in our episode 1. Now what we will do is we will use that package to install the TypeScript. So this is the command sudo npm i-g TypeScript. What this command will do is this command will install the TypeScript into our system, and to check the version of TypeScript we can use the tsc-v, which will show you the version of TypeScript. We will see this in practical. I will show you the practical demo how to install the TypeScript and run the code. First look at the basic commands which will be useful to understand. So I hope till now you have a basic understanding what is TypeScript. Angular apps are written using the TypeScript, and this language is designed to overcome the shortcomings of JavaScript, the things which are not available in JavaScript and which are needed for the current development that is solved by this programming language called as TypeScript. This is a strict type checking language where we cannot manipulate the variables with different values. We have to use the specific value for a specific type. So this is the advantage of using the TypeScript. Using this command you can install the TypeScript. Here -G denotes the global installation. This TypeScript will be installed globally into our system. So this is necessary. Use this -G to install it globally. And to check the version you can use the TSC, which is TypeScript, and -V for version. So this will display the version of the TypeScript. How to compile the TypeScript code. Now after you have written the code using this TSC TypeScript and the name of your TypeScript file, which is main.ts, you can give any name to your file. So in this case I have written the main.ts. This command will run your TypeScript code written inside the main.ts file. Basics of TypeScript. These are the fundamental topics which we are going to explore in this episode. Any type. By default, if you do not specify the type to your variable, that will be declared as an any type. Let me show you an example here. There we have variable number with type any, right? So by default, if we do not write this any here, that will be considered as an any type. String type. To assign the string type to a variable, you have to specify the type. So this is more important here. In JavaScript, we can only declare where num is equal to string, but that is not a suitable and the correct way to write the code. We have to specify the types to make sure the things work in proper way. Otherwise, the num can be assigned with number value, with float value, with decimal value, with array value, with tuple value. Not have to misuse this num variable. So we have declared there that this is a string variable. Only string values are allowed in this variable. So using string type, you can declare a string variable in TypeScript. Number type. Using the number type where num : number, you can declare the number type variables in TypeScript. To declare the arrays, here we have used the number array. You can also declare the string array. Instead of number, you can write the string as well. So here we have declared the number array, okay, and the number array has been assigned some values, 3 values, 1, 2, 3, and in the next line we have written the loop here, which will loop the entire array and print all the values. So using this syntax, you can write the loop as well using for each loop. Okay. Tuples. It is like a dictionary in Python. The basic of dictionary, how dictionary works. So this is a key value pair types. Like here we have a student, and the data type which we have assigned here is number and string. Number denotes the roll number of a student and string denotes the name of the student. So here we have declared key as 1 and name as Tanish. Similarly, you can assign as many tuples using the for loop, right? To avoid the repetition of a variable again and again, enums are used. We declare the variable once and then we can use it anywhere into our project. So here what we have done is we have created one enum screen size, and we have assigned the small screen size as 1, medium will be automatically taken as 2, and large will be 3. So in enum you have to specify only first value, which is small, is equal to 1. If we write small is equal to 3, then the next value, the medium will take it as 4 and large will take it as 5. Similarly, if we assign small as 10, then medium value will be 11 and large value will be 12. So this will increment the things automatically. So that's the advantage of using the enum. And to create an object in TypeScript, here we have created one student object, right? In student object we have roll number, which is a number type, student name as string, and the question mark there is an optional. We will see what is an optional value. What optional value indicates is, optional value means either we assign it a value or not assign it, but obviously every student must have the name, so using that name we have to assign the variable. Adding the method in an object. You can also add the method into an object. Like here we have created student object, roll number, student name as string, and we have created display student details method. What we have done here is, we have added one method here which will display the student details, and we have assigned the values to that variables, like roll number 1, student name Tanish, and the methods display student details will display the roll number of the student. Now, what is the disadvantage of using this way? Like here, as we have created student object here, in that we have display student details roll number and roll number as a variable. After this object, in the next line we have changed the value of student roll number as 10. So this line will change the roll number of a student, which is not a good way to store data. As we know that every student has been assigned a specific roll number which cannot be changed in the school time till the year ends. So if we change the roll number of a student, all his results history will be changed as well. So that is the error which can occur if we write the code this way. So to solve this error, due to which the roll number value should not be changed, we have to use the read-only type. So what we have done here is, we have assigned the read-only to roll number, which is read-only. We cannot change the value afterwards, otherwise the line will throw an error. Previous way we have seen how we have declared the object, but as you can see, the things which were written in previous object were messy. All the things were written in one object only, so that is not a good way to write the code. So using the type aliases, you can simplify the code writing. So we have declared a separate student type with type alias type student, and in that we have declared all the things which we want: read only roll number, student name as string, and display student details as method. After that, we have declared one variable student, and using the student alias, all the things we have assigned the values into that, like roll number 1, student name Manish, display student details methods function. So this is how you can use a type alias in TypeScript. Union type. We can assign multiple types to a single variable. For example, here we have a check height function. We'll check the height of a student. Okay, so after the function we have called the function check height with value 120. So in this case, function check height will be confused whether height is a number or it is a string. So when we return a value, height will be considered as a string or a number. There will be confusion, right? You can see we have called the check height function with string value as well. So while returning the value inside the function, there might be a confusion. Height is a number or it is a string. So it will throw some errors. So to solve this, what we will do here is, we will use the type of operator. What type of operator will do here is, it will check inside the function check height if type of height variable is number, then return height into 3. If the type of height is not number, it will be considered as a string. As you might know, string cannot be multiplied with 3. So for that purpose, we have to convert the string into integer first using the parseInt method, and then we will multiply it with 3. So this is how type of operator works. Intersection types. We can combine two types using the AND operator. For example, here we have the type A, inside which we have created method 1. Secondly, we have type B, inside that we have created method 2. Type C is equal to type A and type B. So here what type C indicates that C has type A and type B both the methods. So when we declare some variable using the C type alias, we can access both the type A and type B methods inside the variable using the C alias. Literal types. Now what does that mean? We can assign multiple values to a variable as well. So using the type random number 3040, we have assigned 2 values to the random number. Then we can use this in other variables. Similarly, we have assigned strings as well using the type random string. So this is how you can assign multiple values to a variable as well.